all, and welcome to tonight's beer review. I'm not sure why I'm saying hello all. I guess it's for all of the people who watch it once I upload these things. It seems like I upload them once every 3 months or so. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is really not about garnering an audience. It's more just about talking beer with, a small handful of people who might be interested in listening to some random weirdo from Hawaii talk about beer. Interestingly, I had another comment recently. It says, "Dude, you look so fucked up in your review." And I looked at that particular review, and I wasn't even drunk at that time of review. I was sober and just reviewing a beer. And just today, I just finished with yard work at my grandfather's. So I was in the bathroom washing my hands before dinner, and I just happened to, blurry as always, I just happened to go and look in the mirror, and it was like, Jesus Christ. I'm one of those people who kind of look fucked up 24/7. If my hair isn't combed and I'm not fully shaved, which is often. And that's quite strange. I'm going to see if I can get this to go and focus by pulling out slowly. You can see my unshaved face. Lordy. So, anyways, one thing that I've noticed is I thought I reviewed this, but I went and looked over my massive archives at this point. I can't believe that I have well over 200 reviews at this point. And the one with the most views is the one I can't understand why it has the most views. It's basically one of those random Sam Adams beers. I thought I reviewed this a while back. I haven't. And this is the Widmer Brothers Hefeweizen, which my mother rather likes. My mother is a big fan of Hefeweizens. Go figure. Let's read the label, shall we? This naturally cloudy brew starts with the highest quality malted wheat. Its bold, clean flavor and pronounced citrus and floral aromas are what defines American Hefeweizen. Prost to the original. So it's a Hefeweizen. It's got yeast on the bottom. All true Hefeweizens should have yeast on the bottom, which you drink as opposed to avoiding. This is 4.9 ABV, so nicely light and refreshing. Widmer Brothers, Widmer Brothers, being one of the Craft Brewer Alliance, basically Anheuser-Busch's sort of first entree into craft brewing. They bought a bunch of craft brewers, sort of networked them together, and patched them into their distribution network. And I should probably go and make an entire video about the sort of tier distribution thing in America, which really screws up how alcohol is distributed. But that's another day, another time. Probably even less viewers than for my reviews, honestly. So, let's get to this American-style Hefeweizen, shall we? I've had a couple already, so this probably explains why I'm a little bit blitzed right now. Little bit. A little bit lit up, a little bit blitzed. That's okay. Taste buds are all intact. It's all good in the hood. Being a Hefeweizen, got a Hefeweizen glass here, and for a Hefeweizen, you always want to pour vigorously. If you're not doing that trick Hefeweizen pour, which I made a video of a few months back, probably almost a year back, honestly, you do the swirl and the pour because you want the yeast as part of the Hefeweizen experience. And we are faced with a nice cloudy yellow-orange beer with a big frothy white head, topped of course with yeast. First off, you're hit with that lovely phenolic wheat beer smell, bubblegum, and to be honest, quite a bit of orange juice in there. Very funky, yet not offensively so. It's phenolic, orange juicy, slightly sweet malts underneath that. Very much a wheat beer, very much a Hefeweizen, using those Hefeweizen yeasts. Light and effervescent in the mouthfeel. In the mid palate, there arises this wonderful, almost orange juice-like taste that persists into the finish. Finish definitely has a sort of lingering malt sweetness, very subtle, not too overt, it's not cloying at all, with just a touch of old world style hop bitterness, just a touch. There's definitely phenolic character, you know, that sort of cloves and bubblegum to the yeast in the front, and persists all the way to the finish, but is nowhere near as defining as in a true German Hefeweizen. I wouldn't say it's subdued, it's just not as in your face. You can definitely see the presence of yeast in the head as it recedes a little bit. It's almost like an island of brown inside this sort of clear white. Light brown, not very dark brown. It's not too unappealing looking. It's just sort of darker than the rest of the head. Of lemon peel in the more effervescent notes, and in the lingering finish. Definitely not a clean finish, but you don't really look for a clean finish in the Hefeweizen, either in the German or the American style. Honestly, both in the nose and in the taste, it's hitting all those spots that you want for the Hefeweizen, but it's just not very amped up, or there's no really unique twist to it. I would have to say this is your sort of quintessential American Hefeweizen, in that it's American over German. Funk is turned down, the phenolic character is turned down. But there's nothing really that defines it as unique or out of the ordinary, much less extraordinary. This is just a sort of Hefeweizen if you want to go and sort of get yourself acquainted towards the Hefeweizen in American Hefeweizens, which, given the Widmer brothers' price point and availability, I kind of recommend. Look at that dust bunny attached to it. If you're looking for what an American Hefeweizen sort of represents, with no really outstanding notes or really negative notes, this is something that you kind of could look for and give a shot and say, okay, here I have a benchmark by which I'm going to measure most American Hefeweizens, as well as give me an idea of how an American Hefeweizen differs from a German Hefeweizen, which I believe all good beer drinkers should try. All good beer drinkers should try those German styles from Germany. So, definitely recommended, definitely cheap. You can go and get yourself a bomber of this Hefe in Hawaii for less than $3, which makes me think that you could probably get it for less than $2 on the mainland. And honestly, I think I've run out of things to say, so that's your beer review for tonight, folks. Cheers and Prost.